Yeah, right on time, 7:30. What's up, my little sugar wiggles? Hey, 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 my beautiful butterflies. Ms.V here. Chime in and let's chat about it. Why not? It's Friday night. Got a 3-day weekend and it's over. I am free to be me. Yes, indeed. Come on in the building. Let's talk about it. You saw the topic. We're going to dig into it tonight. Yes, I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes for YouTube to catch up with me. I'm ahead of the game. Yes, indeed. Hey, Sherry, what's up? Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am, to you too. Come on in the building. We're gonna chat tonight about Hollywood. We're gonna take this ship out of dry dock and we're gonna sail it right on in Hollywood tonight. Yeah, I think this is an interesting subject. Um, Hi, Myra. Thank you for coming in and modding for me tonight. I appreciate that. I want to give YouTube time to catch up and give everybody the notification that I'm on, and then we'll jump right into it. Hey, Blue True, how you doing? Happy Friday, Lady V. Happy Friday to you too, Blue True. Hey, Sting, how's it going? Thank you for the hearts and the roses. Y'all come in with them hearts and roses. I just love it. Hey, Tagistic, you got your key back. I can't keep up with you. All right. Sherry says Hollywood. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We all been keeping up with this couple for a long time. They've been out here. They're seasoned Hollywood actresses and actors. Okay. Yeah. So give y'all a few more minutes. I'll wait at least 2 minutes and get into the chat. And I'm on this phone and I got to keep up with the chat. So the other one is charging. I don't think it has enough on it for me to keep up with it on here. I ran it down today. Yeah, it's getting there. But that's all right. I worked with it last night. I can work with it tonight. Ms.V, I couldn't stop thinking about being 60 last night. You're going to get there quicker than you know it. It's only a short time. It seemed like from the time my daughter was born until I actually got her out the house and into college was a very short time. It kind of took a long time to get her from kindergarten to seventh, eighth grade. Those high school years passed so fast, it was like a blink. Granted, now she only went 3 years because she graduated in 3 years. She should have come out in 2000. She came out in 1999. But that was a quick 3 years, and I was not prepared and I was not ready. I thought I had a whole nother year. Okay. And we had to make a decision in the middle of the year for her to go from her sophomore year to her senior year in the middle of the year. She had one semester sophomore, one semester senior, and it was done. Okay. That's how quick it was. Then college seemed like it was gonna take forever because you steady shelling out that money. But baby, them semesters rolled around so quick. Before I knew it, again, she was gone. Then she moved to Nashville and she went to get a master's up there. And then she ended up getting married while she was there. And it just seemed like time went so fast because I was in my 20s. I was 27 when I had her. And before I knew it, I was in my 40s getting her out the house. Time passed quick. That's all I'm going to say to Justy. Yeah. And you don't see the aging because you busy. You running around. You doing things. You trying to make things happen. You still got a job, a job to go to. You got a husband. You got 2 children in the house, my stepson and my daughter. And you trying to keep up with your life and their life and everything around you. And before you know it, a lot of time has passed you by. Hey, Pearly, what's up? Derek in the chat tonight. Hey, Ms.V, how was your day, gorgeous? Super, Derek. It went by just fast, too. And the kids were so good today. They knew they had a 3-day weekend. Yeah, they might not be hip on a lot of things but when it's time not to come to school, they know that. I'm telling the parents, remember Monday we have an in-service day, so they won't be coming to school. They like, We already know, Ms.V. We already know. I was like, okay, you know that, huh? Okay. Hey, Carla. Um, you couldn't sleep, Tajisti. Oh, it ain't that crucial, Tajisti. Just keep living. I promise it won't take long to get to 60. I don't even know how old you are, but it doesn't matter. You can be 20, and before you know it, 40 can be there and 60 can be there. Life is short. I tell y'all, I kid you not. Before you know it, you're out of here. I had a best friend to pass away today. I picked up Facebook and I looked at it and I was like, wow, she's gone. I didn't even know she was sick or nothing. I still got a call after I get off of live and find out what happened. Nobody hadn't said that she was sick or anything. I just picked up and another friend had posted, goodbye friend, sleep in heavenly peace, and had a picture up there. And I was like, what? KB. It is. Derek is speaking, saying hi. Okay, it's enough people in the chat. Y'all hit the like button coming in or hit it on the way out, whichever one you choose to do, but hit it. Okay, so we are here on this fantastic voyage. Y'all know what the name of the ship is. Relaxing, enjoying life. And I thought about today, I say, Jada and Will Smith have been in the news a lot. I mean, ever since they came on the scene as kids, I want to call them, they have been spotlighted, okay? And in recent years, more so than ever, and not because of their movie, but because of their on and off relationship. So on October the 11th, 2023, Jada confirms her separation from Will in a clip that she did on a forthcoming NBC News primetime special with Hoda, promoting her memoir, which is named Worthy. Has anybody seen the memoir before we get into it, into the commentary? Okay. She and Will live completely separate lives and function as a divorced couple, but they're not. She adds that the marriage persisted because they just weren't ready yet, and still they're trying to figure out between the two of them how to be in a partnership. Now, I found that word to be very interesting, that she used the word partnership instead of relationship. And I thought about it for a while, and I said, I guess you in a partnership, it's a relationship, but I would think in a marriage, I wouldn't think of it as a partnership. I would think of it more so as a relationship. What do y'all think? Let me hit this chat and bring it up. Okay. Hey, Sting, Miss Jackie Johnson. Yeah, then she's a topic, had a lot of relationships. Okay. So you've been keeping up with her too, huh, Derek? All right. So let's keep rolling. So in regards to how do we present this to the people was her question on Hoda. She states that they have not figured that part out yet. They have not figured out how to breakup had many contributing factors. So why did it fracture is my question. That's a lot of questionable commentary to date. Okay. I got to remember not to get behind in my chat, because on this phone, I have to keep it moving. I have to keep pulling up the chat because it'll stop on me. Jada feels that a lot of the problem is that they are still stuck in their fantasies of what they thought the other person should be. I got completely lost there. Maybe y'all can help me. I don't understand that. Stuck in a fantasy when you are married and you've been married as long as they have been. Look like the fantasy part of the marriage ought to be over by now. After all, they're in their 50s now, believe it or not. She explains, I made a promise that there will never be a reason for us to get a divorce. Well, we all go into a marriage or relationship thinking that when we get up there and we say our vows until death do us part, most of us tend to want to think that that's true. It don't always happen that way, but we don't go in thinking that this is a fantasy. I'm lost on that. Okay? She explains that she hasn't been able to break that promise. So they're still together, but living separate as a divorced couple, but still married. Stay with me. People's Publishers did an exclusive interview with Jada where she claims Chris Rock previously attempted to ask her out amidst rumors that she and Will were calling it quits without mentioning when exactly. Never asked that. So Chris supposedly called her and said he would like to take her out. And she asked, "What do you mean?" Chris replied, Will and you aren't together, right? Well, aren't you and Will getting a divorce? So we all know what that led up to because most of us watched the Oscars. She stated to Chris Rock, "No, Chris, these are just rumors." He was appalled and he apologized. And according to her, that was supposed to be just it. But on October the 13th, 2023, last year, NBC milks the story from Hoda's interview about the famous slap, okay? Jada claims she didn't realize that Will actually made contact with the slap. Now, wait a minute. You sitting right there. We watching on TV and we know that was a slap. We heard it, we saw it, and yeah, he did make contact. But she claims that she didn't realize that he actually made contact with the slap. Okay? That's what she's saying. She assumed that Rock ducked away. I never saw him duck away. I saw him stand there like a man, and I saw Will slap the snot out of him. That's what I saw. What y'all see? Huh? Yes, then she, okay, I read that. Let me pull the chat up again. Hold on. Where is it? Chat is gone. Where? I don't know. Maybe it'll come back. Type something in and see if it'll come back. But anyway, let me get on with my conversation here about that. There it is. It reconnected and it came back. I don't know if it's the internet screwing up in here tonight. Last night when I watched the video outside, those walls out there, I guess I should have been more out in the open because anytime around these walls in this place, you're not going to get good internet. I've upped it and everything else, and I'm still not getting good. But hopefully, y'all can understand what I'm saying. So, where was I? She assumed that Rock had ducked away. Jada was supposedly shocked that Will told Chris to keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. But in the meantime, she and Will haven't called each other husband and wife in a very long time. Y'all know that. Jada was really warned and worried about Will because she said that she couldn't believe the slap and that she didn't even recognize who he was at that point. Now, I question that because if I'm there with my husband and Chris Rock is on the stage and I just get up out of my seat abruptly and go up on the stage and tell him that and slap the dog poop out of him, they had to have discussed it. How would he have known? Chris didn't tell him. Obviously, he this with him. So I'm not buying this stuff she's saying. You may, I'm not. So Hoda explains in her interview that they are focused in a deep healing because of everything that has transpired. Is getting old, and he is. And who is going to be there for him? Why would you care if you didn't want to be with him? I could care less about a man if I'm living in a separate place from him. Who takes care of him if we ain't together and ain't thinking about getting back together? Her answer was me, meaning herself. On October the 14th, 2023, responds, that's my sister, I'll call her back, in an email to the New York Times. When you've been with someone for more than half of your life, this is his response, he writes, a sort of emotional blindness that sets in. And you will call yourself to easily lose your sensitivity to their hidden narcissists and subtle beauties. Okay, I can buy into a little bit of that. Yeah. My chat is up, so let me read it while it's up. Hey, Deborah. Will is undercover, you think, Tajisti? Shut. I felt it. Oh, that, I know that's right. Sting. I felt that slap too, baby. He didn't just tap him. He slapped him, okay? Rock didn't see it coming, and neither did we. Nobody saw that. I mean, it was just like so quick and so fast. He jumped up, but you didn't have no idea what he was going to do, Carla. Sharon say Jada and Will Smith have been living in separate houses since 2015. It's a business partnership. They have too much to lose for a divorce, an open relationship and business partner arrangement. You got it. Sharon, Ms.V, it sounds like they're roommates now. They supposed not even be in the same house. They supposed to have their own separate places. Myra, yes, ma'am, I know it all. They discussed their marriage on Red Table Talk. He's been on there, according to her, only 2 times. I've never really watched the Red Table Talk myself. So on October the 14th, 2023, Will responded with that email. Then the next 2 days later, everything was just like a bouncing off of each other. It was just like a domino effect. Jada steps on to the Today Show once again for a live in a studio interview. And she reveals in her upcoming memoir that her marriage with Will Smith is not what it appears. Well, we all kind of figured that out a long time ago. Yeah. The couple has faced a lot of public scandal and scrutiny. Entanglement emerging in 2020. And Smith's allocation in Chris Rock in the 2022 Oscar Awards. Smith slapped the Oscars host for joking about his wife's alopecia. Y'all do know what alopecia is. You know, it's hereditary baldness, and it could come from many things, which we'll discuss a little bit later. Okay? Will appeared on Jada's Red Table Talk. There it is, thing. Twice. First in 2018 to talk their relationship story and their unique union, and again in 2020 to speak on the entanglement with a family friend named August. Will appeared on Ellen DeGeneres show, also back in 2008, stating divorce just wasn't an option. Okay? Um, he stated the same thing back on the MTV News in 2006. Will Smith was previously married to his wife, Cherie, and they had or share one son. That son is now an adult and he's 31 years old. The couple redefined their partnership. Again, partnership. They're not saying relationship ever. They're not even calling each other husband and wife, according to the TV interviews. In 2011, after Jada's 40th birthday, Will threw Jada a big birthday celebration. He hired Mary J. Blige to perform and put together a documentary film about Pinkett Smith's lineage, a film that took 3 years to make. Will stated that Jada was going through a midlife crisis, what we talked about last night, and this party was supposed to help her, excuse me, and lift her spirits, but obviously it did not. So let's go back a little bit. Let me catch up with my chat here and see what y'all are saying. Hold on. Okay, I'm right here. Sherry says, everyone, please hit that like button. Please, thank you. Very appreciated. Thank you, Sherry. Straight out of Naptown is in the building tonight. Staying on the Red Table Talk, they said bad marriage for life. And it probably is. I would think that because they went in wrong, in my opinion. It was never a marriage that I could ever see it lasting forever, because there were no real rules that normal people follow in a relationship walking into a marriage. It was too different. I never heard of a marriage like that. It was just open, free to do whatever they wanted to do. And it lasted much longer than I thought it would. A Whole Vibe is in the building. Great topic. Thank you, A Whole Vibe. Get on into the chat and let's discuss this. Tajista says Will Smith has other relationships and she knows it. And she's probably had her share also. If it's an open relationship, why would you get into an open relationship if both of y'all are not going to commit to the same thing? I'm not going to be in a relationship with no man and he say he wants to go out there and do his thing and I can't do it too. Hello, Annette. Hello, Ms.V in chat. Jada knew that was a slap because prior to it, she was smiling. Then she gave Will that look like, well, what are you going to do? I saw that. That's when Will got up and slapped Chris. I agree, Annette. And so does A Whole Vibe is agreeing with you. Hey, Cinema Clips, glad you made it in tonight. Okay, Miss V, did you hear Jada's new book? Her face on the book cover is small pics of Tupac all over it. I saw it, but I haven't read the book, or I don't know anybody who has read the book. I'm going to get into that too, what she said about Tupac, because it has been asked that they have a relationship. Okay? Jada really needs to be quiet. Most everyone is not really feeling her. I got one. Am tired of her putting their business out there. Since it is out there, they should expect all type of opinions from everybody. And that's true. And you Hollywood. So you don't really have a real private life when you Hollywood. No. Thank you, I'm A Whole Vibe, for becoming a sugar wooger or renewing. I'm not sure which one you're doing, but thank you. I appreciate that. Sherry says, bottom line, they are business partners and they have a whole open relationship and they are not getting a divorce. Too much to lose. They have an understanding between selves, business partners. Exactly. And that seems to have been what they have been most of their life. Even how can you do this with babies and small children? They raised these three kids together. His one, well, his three, one from his first marriage, and their two. Seemed like that within itself would have stopped the foolery right there when the kids got involved, but it didn't. A whole vibe. Welcome to the Sugar Wookers, and thank you for supporting Chatting with Ms.V. I really appreciate that. Jada married Will because she could control him. It seems that way, Cinema Clips. We all saw that, says Sting. Jada's new book says a lot. Oh, so you've read it, huh? Cinema Clips. I guess I'm gonna have to either get it online or whatever if I want to get her version of what's going on. So in her early life, she's the daughter of a contractor, Robso Pickett Sr., and her mother was a nurse. But understand, and the mother's name is Adrian. I learned lots about her mother through friends when I lived in the Baltimore area. I lived in Catonsville, and we had a lot of friends that lived in Baltimore, and they are around the same age, and they've known her all their life. She and the husband both were involved in drugs, and they did not raise Jada. The grandmother did. And Jada tends to feel that that's a part of her problem now, is because she didn't really know too much about her parents, according to her, until she was grown and found out about her mother and her father. Okay. She attended the Baltimore School of Arts as a teenager, majoring in dance and theater. But so did Tupac. So they've known each other for a long time. They knew each other way back. Okay. He's from the same area, went to the same school that she did. Baltimore School of Performing Arts. Excellent school for people who want to go into acting, okay? Dancing. Her first role was in 1990. That began her acting career, starring in a movie called True Colors. Have you put that movie out there yet, Cinema Clips? She received roles also in television on, what was it, Doogie Howser? Y'all remember that? Yeah, I don't remember seeing her on that because I never watched that show. And that would have been around 1991. And also she played in 21 Jump Street. Same time era, okay? And earned a role on the Bill Cosby Show. A Different World, as a college freshman named Lena James. Different World would have been airing around 1987. She appeared in 1991 on that show. And also she appeared on Menace to Society. So she's been pretty successful as a female out there in an acting role. Okay? The couple got back together after the 2011 breakup with New Rules. Didn't know nothing about this until I did my little research today. Smith said in 2018, while he was at the red table. See what y'all are saying. They confused marriage, got their kids confused. Their kids are very different. I don't want to call them anything but different. And I've never seen kids raised like that with basically no rules. They just kind of raised themselves. They let them do whatever they wanted to do. And maybe that's because they were out there doing what they wanted to do. They didn't care. They let the kids raise themselves. There it is, thing. Yes. She loves Pac. Jada's new book says a lot. Okay, I was going back up so I wouldn't miss anything. All right. She loved Pac since she played on A Different World. That says Cinema Clips. And y'all, Myra, you can drop her handle in the chat if you want to. She has awesome channel over there called Cinema Clips. And she plays movies on her channel. And it has grown significantly since she's been out here. Hey, Lois, how's it going? She also played on It's a Different World. Hey, Holistic. Different world came before she married Will. Yes. Set it off. She sure did sing. She's played a lot of movies. Um, so Jada was leery of a traditional marriage from the start. The pair married in 1997 when she was 3 months pregnant. I didn't know that either. With the son, Jaden, who is now 25. Jada didn't want a wedding while crying down the aisle while getting married. In his memoir, Smith wrote that the traditional wedding ceremony was a sacrifice for Jada. This was the first of many compromises Jada would make over the years that painfully negated her own values. Okay? In 2018, she revealed that she had alopecia. And she was diagnosed, and she talked about it at the red table. According to CNN, it was a terrifying experience of losing hands of hair while she was in the shower, which drove her to the decision to cut it all off. Okay? So supposedly the big slap on the stage at the Oscars was about him teasing her about her alopecia. Now, I personally don't think that that was something that Chris Rock should have said, but I do believe that Will knew that Chris had contacted Jada or vice versa. She says he contacted her. Who knows? But he knew about it in order to go up there and say what he said and do what he did, okay? All right. So, did she date Tupac? This is what she says. Jada states that their relationship was purely platonic, no physical chemistry between them at all. At one time, he attempted, she said, to kiss me, and it was utterly disgusting. What you think, Cinema Clips? I don't believe it. I think she was infatuated with him, and they just didn't get that chance, is what in my opinion, okay? So I told you I was going to talk about alopecia for just a minute, just to enlighten you, those who may not know what it is, okay? It's an autoimmune deficiency. And there are different types of alopecia. She has alopecia areata, okay? And it attacks the hair follicles. Not much can be done about it either. I mean, once it starts as a very tiny area, and it just continues to spread. And it's almost like when you look at a man who starts balding in the top of his head, it's going to start up in the top somewhere. For some reason, you'll always have this hair from here down, but it's going to start up in here somewhere, and usually right in the middle, in that crown. And the little hole, I've seen it many times working in a beauty shop, and it just gets bigger and bigger. And you can slow it down. They have injections you can do in the scalp to kind of massage and manipulate the hair follicles, but eventually those follicles are going to die and the hair is going to fall out. It can be caused by many things. It can be hereditary, high fever, severe infections, childbirth, major surgeries, major illnesses, sudden blood loss, severe emotional stress, crash diets, especially if there's not enough protein in your diet, because you need protein for your hair to grow. Okay, so let me see if I can pull this chat up again, because I know You probably got more comments. It's acting the fool tonight. Come up when they want to. There it is. I'm gonna go back up. Okay, let me see. I think I'm about right up in here. Y'all were speaking. Miss Jackie Johnson's trucker's wife and holistic. And then Myra saying like, share, and subscribe to Cinema Clips. And she's dropped her link in there if you want to watch some movies. Um, Let's see. Cinema Clip says, hello to everyone in the chat. Excuse my manners. You have permission to spank my butt. No, we're not going to do that. We're glad to see you. You don't always make it in. She's one of my moderators, but she has a life and a very busy life and a channel. So we just happy to see you when we see you over here. Cinema Clips, hello to a whole vibe. Lies. Yeah, that's the way I felt too, Cinema Clips. Um, to say, okay, Jada, I am a whole vibe. Holistic is speaking to you. And Sherry has a comment that says Jada Smith's mother is a recovering heroin addict. Her mother talks about her heroin addiction at the red table. I like her mother. She is beautiful and has a strong testimony, clean and sober now. Yes, and has been for years. But I went to a Halloween party when I was living in that area with some friends of my husband, and she was supposed to come to the party, but she didn't come. But her name came up after she didn't show up. And that's how I found out so much about her and her drug problem and her not raising Jada and Jada selling drugs herself. She sold crack cocaine before she became a big star and married Will. Mm-hmm. That's how she made her money. I don't like Jada. I view her as a witch. Whoa. Okay. She came out recently and said Tupac asked her to marry him when he was in prison. I just think they didn't have enough time, Sting. He left a little too soon because he was like 25. He was very young when he left here. I'm a whole vibe says Jada is not all that like she thinks. I can't stand the way she fought with and everyone else for her behavior. Yet she's one that doesn't really take accountability for her actions. And Will has kind of let her do this for many, many years. So she is who she is and she's not going to change. So I really don't see them. I think they've outgrown each other at this point. They've done all they can do in this marriage. An open marriage, raise the kids, I mean, very loosely, in my opinion. And now it's pretty much over. And if they've been separated for this long a time and living apart like a divorced couple, she's probably moved on with somebody else, and he probably has too. And we'll find out in time. I don't have alopecia, but I lost all of my hair because dialysis caused me to have a thyroid problem, and I developed dermatitis, and I cried all night because I lost my hair and it's difficult. I remember when that happened. I had just come out here on YouTube Holistic, and you came into my channel and we talked about that. In your case, the hair follicles are still alive. So the hair will come back. Now, how it will come back, it may come back thinner, it may come back discolored. You may lose pigmentation and the hair may not come back the same color. You just don't know until it does. Cinnamon Clip says Jada mentioned in her book that she sold dope. Yes, that's what I found out also in my little research here, that she sold crack cocaine on the streets of Baltimore, and that she actually pulled out of it because some guy put a gun to her head and she was able to escape it. And that was the end of it for her. Yep. Hey Sandra, how you doing? Cinema Clip says she was hardcore. Very hardcore. Yeah, she tries to carry herself very classy and very ladylike now. But the people who knew her growing up as a teenager was when she was out there selling crack cocaine. Baltimore is a tough ass town. You got to be hardcore. I lived there 10 years in Catonsville, which is 5 miles outside of Baltimore. Nobody in their right mind who can afford not to live in Baltimore ain't gonna live in Baltimore. You gonna go in there, you gonna see the Ravens. You might go downtown to one of the oldest markets there, get you some food or whatever, and you can come on up out of there. The whole 10 years I was there, my husband never let me go into Baltimore by myself. First of all, he said they know you're a Southern girl when you open your mouth, okay? All the jewelry you like to wear and stuff like that, I never would living there. Never. Mm-mm. I didn't go into Baltimore without him or his mother or somebody that knew Baltimore. He just said they're going to take advantage of you. First of all, you got Southern hospitality. You trying to open doors for people. You don't do that here. You speaking to people. People don't want to speak to you. And I thought, this is crazy. It took me a while to get used to it. Sabrina Thoughts is in the building. Hey, love, how you doing? I'm a whole vibe, said free will. Jada, back to the streets. You go night night. I'm loving you, whole vibe. You go night night. See you later. Bree Brorica Moore. Hi, beautiful, chatting with Ms.V. Hope you're having a good night. All love to you as always. Thank you. I appreciate that. Do you mind if I call you Bree? Because I'm gonna spell that name up. I'm telling you, I'm not good with them, and I'm not good with remembering them either, unless they come into the chat all the time. Sabrina Thought says, holistic healing, I understand, honey. My hair has fallen off from thyroid meds. Oh, yeah, that'll do it. And I am so hurt. I'm about to get braids for a while. Just don't let them put too much stress on the braids, on your scalp, because that will loosen the follicle even more. And when you take the braids down, you're going to be taking hair down with it. So just tell them you ain't trying to keep it up there 3 or 4 months. You just want some braids for a little while, okay? You ain't got to tighten the scalp up that tight. Sherry says, again, Jada and Will Smith are business partners, and they are swingers. And not getting a divorce. I don't see them getting a divorce. It's too much money involved for them to get a divorce and split it at their age. They're too old for that. Then they know they can't bounce back. He's not going to be able to produce movies like he has been. He's aging. And she won't either. Her appearance, her hair, her looks, they're not there anymore. Okay. They're not getting a divorce. They have too much to lose. They're business partners. I agree, Sherry. That's why she played that rough girl pose so good. It's in a different world. Straight out of Naptown. Ms.V, feel the same. They should go their separate ways now. Yeah, it's pretty much over, in my opinion. I don't see how you could come back together after all of this. Y'all been swinging since y'all were in y'all's 20s. Y'all are 9, y'all, so that's 30 years. That went on too long, in my opinion. It seemed like maybe 3 or 4 years if y'all were going to do that in your 20s. I can kind of see that. Y'all were young. Y'all were experimenting and whatever. But it don't even sound like y'all should have gotten married to me. If y'all went into a relationship like that, why get married? Why just not date and go on, do your thing? And then y'all brought kids into this. Sting says, my daughter lived in Baltimore for a while. It's a cold ass place. I mean, temperature wise and people, it's cold. It's a cold hearted place. Yeah. And ain't nobody got time for you. It's generational people living in projects. The grandmother lived there, the mother lived there, the children lived there. There are a lot of children raising children. Both parents are incarcerated. It's tent cities everywhere. People sleeping on streets, on mattresses. I've never been to a place like that before in my life until I went there. It's hardcore, okay? I went to feed the people at a place one Saturday, and people weren't even grateful for you feeding them food. And my nephew did a clothing drive every year in the winter, and I was at the airport at the time. So I went to my supervisor and asked, could I have all the blankets off the plane instead of them throwing them away? Because that's what they do now. They don't bother to clean them or nothing. When you use a blanket on the plane, it's trashed. So every week for about a month, I had a big QX56 Infinity, big SUV. I filled it up with blankets, took them home, washed them, and we took them out in the park. And he did shoe drive, and we just there were a lot of trees in the park, and we just put the size of the shoe on there, put all the women's shoes on one tree and let them hang from the limb on the tree, all the men on the other side, and then we fed them. And how we did it, my husband's family, all of us got together and decide who was gonna do what. Okay, I'm doing all the chickens, I'm frying all the chickens. Okay, I'm making spaghetti over here. Okay, you doing what over there? You doing the desserts over here. And everybody in his family could cook. So when we went out there, we only went once a month, and it would be cold out there. We'd stay out there at least 2 to 3 hours. And I remember one time my husband took his hat off his head and gave it to a homeless person because we had run out of caps and hats and stuff. Never ran out of blankets because I kept them blankets coming. Every airline that came into the airport, they were wearing Delta blankets, they were wearing Southwest blankets, they were wearing every airline blanket around them in Baltimore. And that was coming from me because I was over there begging for them. Don't throw them away. These people need it. They're cold. They're living on the street. I saw people laying on incinerators to keep warm. The steam coming up out the incinerator kept them warm. People froze to death. Never seen that before. I'm from the South. If you homeless here, somebody gonna help you. Somebody gonna give you some money. And they're cold-hearted people. I remember also coming from a restaurant with my husband, and we pulled up to the corner. There was this person, it was a lady out there, she was begging. So I looked at my purse. I had a $5 bill in there. I reached out and I went to give it to her, and she asked me, "Is this all you got?" Later, I don't pack no money in Baltimore. Are you crazy? I got my debit card in here, but I ain't packing no cash. Not me. But it was how she approached me. You're not happy that you didn't have $5, okay? But now I'm giving you five more than you had, but you gonna ask me if that's all I have. Okay. There was a lady, it was one Christmas. She was standing outside of Walgreens. My husband went into Walgreens to get something. We were going to dinner at some friends of his that I had met after I married him. And this lady was standing there again, begging for money. It was Christmas Day. That time I had a $10 bill. I walked up to her, didn't have no idea who she was, never had met her, had heard about her. She was my husband's ex-wife, a registered nurse who had gotten hooked on prescription drugs in the hospital and took it all the way to the street. When I realized who she was when he walked out the door, called her name, and asked her what was she doing out there dressed like that. No coat, no hat, no nothing. It is freezing. It's down in the teens. And he told her, he said, go get in the truck and I'm going to take you to your daughter's house, okay? She had more children after they divorced. And it was a trip. Her hair was all matted up on her head. And the picture that I had seen of her when they were married, she was a very beautiful woman. That woman didn't look nothing like that. She had to be on meth or something because her teeth was all messed up. It looked like she hadn't bathed in months and Sundays. Her hair was all matted up on her head. It was just awful, y'all. That's it, and that's all. Yep. Sabrina Thought said, I still love Jada Will too. He took whatever and they produced two children. Everybody just really ain't for everybody. But it took a long time for them to figure it out, didn't it, Sabrina? I'm only gonna get a few box braids, Ms.V, because I don't wanna keep putting relaxers in my hair. No, you don't need to put no relaxers in that. That chemical is too strong. If you are having hair that's breaking anyway or falling out, please stop the relaxers. I'm sure your hair is not that bad a grade of hair where you can condition it and keep it. I mean, even if you have to keep the conditioner, some of the conditioner in the hair to keep it soft where you can comb it out or whatever, do it. Okay, it's not gonna hurt anything, not at all. Cinema Clips say Will can't do movies no more because no one will deal with him again after he slapped Chris. I wouldn't either. You don't know where his mind going. Because like I said, I'm still shocked. I'm in awe. Unbelievable. Sting says they said they will live in the same home, different wings. Okay. That's still not good though. Not good at all. Y'all ain't in the same bed. But then you never have been. Y'all been in there sometime because you made two babies. My hair grew back after I developed a cream with natural oils and used T-gel shampoo, and I have a topical steroid to control the scalp, but my hair is so thin and stringy. Sabrina, praying for you too. Yes, y'all gonna be all right. And worst case scenario, go to the barber shop and just get you a cute little cut. Yeah, and put some earrings on. Hair don't make you, you make the hair. The hair don't make you. Look at it that way. I believe Will can come back stronger. Look at all the older actors like Denzel, Morgan Freeman, and others. They need to go separate ways so they can both be happy instead of existing. Because that's basically what they're doing now. From all of the interviews that I've, went back and looked at and stuff, they're not happy. And I don't think they've been happy in a long time. Okay, Tajisti says, holistic, my sister has thyroid and she takes Bicicil drops for her hair loss. Try it. Whatever works. Cinema Clips, he didn't say nothing wrong. And she's laughing. Sabrina thoughts. Tajisti, does it work for her? Okay. Sabrina, new hair is growing. 5 drops in the morning, 5 drops in the evening with juice. Did I throw those bottles away? I think I did. So the next time I come out, I'm going to have to find this lady's name. She's on Facebook with her products. They're a little expensive, but I can honestly say from wearing the wigs, the weaves, and the braids for almost 13 years, 10 years in Baltimore, and then 3 years after we got back here, my hair and the top had gotten so thin. Even though I had a stocking cap on, it's still thinner up here. And my hair has never been thin. It's always been thick. Now, it's going to thin out some as you age. It's not going to be as thick as it used to be. But all the edges, as y'all saw when I first came out, they're growing back now. But it's almost been a year. It's been about, I want to say 7 or 8 months since I cut my hair, the first cut. And it just was so damaged until it has taken all this time to even look healthy again. I just hated it. I wanted Keith to just cut it all off down to a number 1 and let me just start back from a number 1. And when I told him, he was like, you lost your mind. I ain't cutting your hair that short. But I've gotten my last haircut now. I'm not getting any more haircuts. I'm letting it grow out now. I have not watched Will in a while. I believe that he still wants his wife. Perhaps. I think he loves her, or he wouldn't have went up down that stage and slapped that man and publicly like he did and said what he said. But it's got to be a two-way street. They got to both be in love with each other. They both got to give up this open relationship and this swinging and stuff and concentrate on each other now. They're too old for that. Sabrina says, "Oh, thank you to just. I'm looking that up. Okay, I am using it also, and I do see new hair growth. All right then, to just um, mine is growing. It's just thickening it back up again. Getting it thick again has been a major hurdle for me. Myra, is that what we do over here? Block people for no reason? Wow. What happened? Wow, your husband, ex, Sting. I'm lost. Y'all straighten it out, whatever it is. I'm a whole vibe, say holistic healing, but does she want him? I don't know. She says that divorce is not a question, but that could be because of the money and the business relationship. I can't answer that. A whole vibe. I don't like that. I don't want no parts of that. What are y'all talking about? Okay. Y'all please straighten it out, whatever it is. Unblock whoever shouldn't have been blocked, or because I'm not sure. We've talked about this blocking over here, and we're supposed to be timing people out unless they say something real derogatory. Okay? Um, you're only hurting me and my channel if you're blocking people for just no reason. I cannot handle that. And we've talked about that before. Please stop. Sabrina thoughts, yeah, it took a while. They say some of the perms may have cancer chemicals, and that's true. They have lawsuits out there now where you can file if you've used perms and you got fibroid, uterine cancer, ovarian cancer. And I don't know if people have really collected on them or not, but they have, you know how to get these multiple lawyers out there, and you call this number if you used a relaxer in the last so many years and however long you used it or whatever. And then you got to show your medical records and documents that you did come up with this type of cancer. No, I'm a whole vibe. She doesn't, because it's made with lie. And that can't be good. That's going into your scalp. Your follicles are open. So what is it doing to your brain is my question. But we used them for years. And it took, what, probably 30 good years, because relaxers in my time came out in the 70s. That's when people started. Before then, it was pressing homes. But I can remember, I think early 70s. Late 60s, early 70s, somewhere like that. The relax, it was the Ultra Sheen. You remember they used to have the dancing show on Saturday mornings, and they were advertising Ultra Sheen, Ultra Sheen. I think that might have been one of the first ones. And Revlon. Um, I've been thinking and thinking about getting me a cut, Ms.V. I'm going to try the braids first and then see. You better, because Sabrina, if you're not ready for a cut, don't do it, because once you cut it, it's over. You got to wait then for it to come back. I don't mind having short hair. I've had long hair, medium hair, short hair, blonde hair, red hair. I don't care. Um, there's a new bad boy coming out. Oh, movie coming out? Okay, then I have to get over there and watch it. Um, a whole vibe say holistic healing. I agree. Sometimes you don't know what you got till it's gone. Exactly. And once it's gone, it's over. Keep it moving. Ain't no sense in looking back. Sabrina thoughts, do they sting? I'd love to see it. I'm going to go. I don't like how people are acting in the chat, Ms.V. Why block people that don't say anything wrong? Myra, please go in there and unblock them or send them a clips. And send them a clips, please help her with that, because like I said, I've talked about that before, and it's almost coming down to just letting the people stay in the chat and then letting me block them, because every time I get on a live and I'm trying to get them a message, I cannot continue to try to moderate, and I don't even see what the message is, and then I got to go back in there after it's over with and unblock these people. So whoever did not need to be blocked, in your opinion, Cinema Clip, would you please go in and unblock them? I'd appreciate it. Okay. Myra, would you please unblock whoever you blocked? Yes, it's called Miracle Growth. And she's on Facebook. I'm not sure about YouTube, but I know she's on Facebook. But I've been dealing with her for years. Her products, like I said, are very good. And she does the rice water. She has that, and she has some kind of drops that you put in your hair, shampoo, conditioners, blow dryers. She has she's really expanded her line of products. The real Yo-Yo. Hey, Yo-Yo, I'm here. Yo-Yo, would you please go into my block list if you can't unblock those people who should not have been blocked? I don't understand why this has to happen every time I come on live. It's very irritating to me because it just throws the whole message off. He's gay. He don't like women. Oh, really, Yo-Yo? Okay, well, that could be, since they were swingers. He could have been going both ways. Interesting. Ms.V, I did cut it down to a bush cut because I have always worn short cut and it was naturally curly. I have been natural since 2008. I don't use a lot of products and in my hair. Okay. All right. Miss Rucker is in the building. Hey, Miss Rucker, you haven't been in here in a very long time. We've been over here talking about Jada and Will Smith and their marriages, and we got to get off topic. How we got from that is when Jada had alopecia, and then we got into talking about hair. So I've been on here almost an hour, but I'm gonna stay on here long enough for y'all to get the unblock people. Cinema Clips is telling you, Myra, you're blocking people that should not be blocked. Would you please go back in and unblock those people? Because once you block them, they are gone and they're never coming back. Okay? I just don't know what to do. It would appear that if you read something, you would know whether it should be blocked or not. You just can't be trigger happy and block everybody for no reason. And obviously, Cinema Clips is seeing that you're blocking when you should not be blocking. Okay? And we've gone through this. Please stop. Cinema Clips, can you go in there and help her unblock whoever is blocked? And Myra, you're supposed to be timing out people, not blocking them. Trucker's Wife, look at the chat. I didn't block anybody. I'm not saying no names. I timed them out. Okay, well, whoever blocked who, I think I'm going to have to get down to maybe one moderator, two moderators until we can get this problem resolved over here with the blocking, because you are hurting me if you're blocking people for no reason. And I apologize to whoever was blocked that should not have been blocked. I went back and unblocked all of my block list, and there were some people over there. A content creator who's in the Philippines was blocked, and she's been coming into my chat ever since, and has never said anything disrespectful. So I'm giving y'all an opportunity to go in there and unblock these people now. Okay? And I'm going to make a decision on what I'm going to have to do about that, because this is happening too frequently. I will never grow that way. And I thank you for catching it, Cinema Clips. So that's basically what I had on the commentary tonight. Let me see if y'all said anything past that. My sister's really blowing me up. I'm for the right. Sorry, Ms.V. No, you're helping me. We've had this conversation over here. The real Yo-Yo says they've been separated since 2016 and they live in separate houses. That's what I got. Somebody in the chat said they stayed in the same house but in different wings, but I didn't get that from what I read about them. Okay, and it said 2016, yo. Okay. Savvy say, good evening, Ms.V. Just passing through showing love. Thank you, Savvy. I appreciate that. The person just said Ms.V. was beautiful. Why would you block them? Okay. Who blocked who for saying, y'all got me speechless over here. Okay. Anyway, I've been on here my hour tonight. Worked hard all day long. In a very good mood. I'm not going to let this take me to a whole different level. Okay. I'm going to deal with the problem. Okay. I see what the problem is. I'm going to deal with it. All right. Y'all have a wonderful night. I am off until Tuesday. I have my eye surgery on Monday at 8:15. So I will be back out here more frequently this weekend because I owe y'all some lives because I didn't come out in the mornings because I was down there working with the little students at the schoolhouse. So wow, yo, I didn't know that they were separated. Yeah, they are. What I read, they live in two separate homes and they have been for about 7 years now. This even at the Academy Awards, they weren't in the same home. They were together at the awards, but supposedly they don't live in the same home. Okay. Good night to you, Miss Jackie Johnson. I hope y'all have enjoyed the live. I sure have. Sting, okay. You want me to take your wrench? Okay. All right. No problem. I appreciate you moderating. And if you feel like that's what you want to do, that's fine with me. Okay. We're not going to discuss that in this live. Okay, Myra, you and Sting, we'll talk about it. Y'all have my email, so email me and we can talk about it on the telephone and try to come to a reasonable solution of what the problem is. I appreciate each and every one of y'all coming in tonight. Since they won't, okay. I appreciate each and every one of y'all coming in tonight. I'm going to get up. I'm cooking chili, y'all. I wanted to cook some chili, so I got chili in the crock pot tonight. One of my mothers of one of my students made hot tamales. I have never had a cheese and bell pepper hot tamale. Have y'all ever heard of that? She made beef, chicken, and bell pepper and cheese. 3 different types of hot tamales. Let me show you. And I tried the bell pepper and cheese off the chain. I kid you not. And it's made with Mexican cheese. So this is what they look like. And she made me 3 dozen. A dozen. Okay, these are the chicken. These right here. This is the cheese and bell pepper right here. This is the chicken right here. And this is the beef right here. So I shared them. It was 10 in each pack. So I shared them with the bus driver. And this is how many I have that I brought home. And they are so good. And look how big they are and meaty. I ain't never seen no hot tamales this big. And heavy. Baby, you eat one of these and you're going to automatically gain weight. And then we got chili going over here in the crock pot. Let me turn some light on over here. Hold on. So I got to get up and get to cleaning up because I need to straighten my house back up. Tonight is the, oh, it need to be stirred anyway. That's it, I'm working on it, okay? And I could turn the fire down on it. Yep. I just put everything in there and turned it on and left it. Oh, yeah, that look good. Oh, yes. Okay. So I'm going to turn it on low and let it continue to cook. Okay. And I finally got my cornbread mix, so I'm going to be doing that also, cooking the cornbread. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead on and make 12 muffins and then freeze it. And that way, when I want a cornbread muffin, I can just nuke it in the microwave and I can be eating, okay? Y'all hit that like button on the way out, and I'll be back out to talk to y'all sometime tomorrow, probably around 10:30, 7:30 tomorrow night. I'm going to try to do 2 lives tomorrow, okay? Ms.V, what you saying? Be good on Ms.V. Be good. I don't know what you're saying, Sandra. Ms.V. Be goes on. Good night. Okay, Sandra, I got it. Okay. Wow, your kitchen light way over there. Yeah, that's what I said when I first moved in here. Why they didn't put it over here on this side, on this wall, right here. It didn't make no sense to me, but I didn't have nothing to do with the building of the thing. I just come in here and do what I do. I always complain that they have the lights look way over here. The lights are over. Where? I'm trying to find the lights. Okay. Under the clock, you see the light? There's an air condition. There's a light switch. These lights, these 3 are working this side, and those 3 over there are working that side. They doing too much, okay? Maybe, I don't know. And they probably took the line straight up because there's a 4th floor. I'm on the 3rd floor, and I guarantee you that light switches are in the same place. Have a blessed night, says a whole vibe. I'll be waiting on you. Love you. Good night. Good night to you too, Yo-Yo. Let's end it with laughter. Okay, what you want me to say? I don't know what to say. Go on, say something to just so I can bust out laughing at you. Thank you, ma'am. Enjoy. Call your sister back. I will, Sherry. Gator, is that Haida? Says, what do you think of what is happening in Gaza or Palestine in general, killing children and civilians and preventing their basic necessities? I think it's awful. We've done a chat on that over here. If you go back, I think that was about 2 weeks ago, we discussed that war that's going on over there. Go back about 2 weeks ago. I don't remember what the topic name of it was, but we spent a whole hour discussing it. Do I miss Coop? Like I miss a hole in my head. Okay, that's a good one to leave up out of here on. Y'all have a good I can't stand you to just all right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.